important in the golf swing. And sometimes that surprises people because they're like, why would I need ankle mobility? I can see where I need hips and thoracic rotation, but why would I need ankle mobility? So we're going to look at a couple things. So when you take your setup posture, because we're bent a little bit, we're going to have a little bit of dorsiflexion or a little bit of flex at our ankles. As we come through in our swing, we know that even some of the best players in the world actually kind of squat a little bit to get some power from their legs. And so in order to have, to do that motion and to stay in posture, we need to have good dorsiflexion and mobility of the ankles. Oftentimes what we see is if someone's lacking motion at their ankles, it's actually going to force them to kind of early extend or come out of their posture, not be able to maintain it due to a lack of motion at the ankle. So the way we're going to test ankle motion is we're going to do a closed chain half kneeling test. So I'm going to have the person go into a half kneeling position with the leg that we're going to test in front. And you want to make sure that the heel is kind of back towards the opposite knee in this position. It's not way out here. So just kind of down 90 degrees or maybe even less with that. And from here, you're going to ask the person to press their knees over their toes as far as they can, keeping their heels down. What we should see, normal range of motion, is that this knee should travel over the toes 5 inches. So if I drew a line or I dropped the club right down from there, from my knee, that should be about 5 inches between my knee and my toes. That would be normal range of motion. If it's just to there, that would not be 5 inches. That would be lacking some dorsiflexion. So we want to see good mobility, and we're going to check that on both sides as well. If you don't have a ruler or you don't have a club, kind of an easy eyeball cheat way of doing that is if you take your fists and you kind of put it out in front like that. Most people's fists are about 4 to 5 inches, so it's a way to kind of measure and eyeball it and looking if they have adequate motion, yes or no. The other big thing to look at with that is as you look at it from head on, that the knee is tracking right over top of the toes. They're not deviating in to try to get excess motion, because oftentimes we see that if there's lack of motion and dorsiflexion, then they try to kind of medially deviate to gain more to compensate. So that's not good. And so again, looking side to side, we should have about 5 inches of dorsiflexion side to side. Making sure that that they have that motion, again, is going to allow them to get in a good posture and stay in that good posture throughout their swing and not just stand up with it.